Hello traders, and welcome back to Trading with Bill Options and Forex on a Monday, October 5th, 2015. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Cloudy skies, drizzling rain, not such good looking, I would have to say, beaches today. I apologize for the noise in the background. They are doing some work on the condo next door to me, and it's like right in my ear. Traders, we're here to helping losing traders become winning traders. It's great to be with you. We have a lot to talk about today. I got a couple of Forex charts, and we're going to talk a little bit about options. We're going to talk about the spiders, how we did last week. Okay, let me introduce myself to you. My name's William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill. Traders, I started trading in 2006, 2008. I retired from a wonderful career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, it's 8 years later, and guess what? I'm still here trading options and Forex. Traders, I'm a technical trader. I look at charts, candlestick patterns, support, resistance. I use Fibonacci a lot, and that's how I trade. I also am very big into fundamentals. I don't trade fundamentals, but I know they're there. I understand them after a lot of work learning about fundamentals and what to expect as far as price action, and that is the name of the game. That is the trick. No price action, and you will be fine. Don't need all those 99, 95 trading systems. You know, they don't know when Janet Yellen gets on the microphone, right? But if you have a news feed or you're watching your economic calendar and you know she's speaking, you can adjust your trades so you don't take a loss. Remember, our object is to get probabilities and opportunities to be successful in our trades. All right, let's get the illegal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex and options trading has a large potential of rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and options markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. I.e., you're on a demo account, you have enough money to open up a live account, you will see your trading change because that thing between our two ears called the brain gets in the way. Greed, all that good stuff gets in the way, and we need to learn how to deal with that, and over years you will. I promise. All right, let's take a look at a spiders trade from last week. Okay, so we won the spiders trade. Remember, we took a sell at 186, right? And we took a buy at 140. And what happened? Well, what happened was that I was in the New York session and I got out of this trade. This candle was down here, folks. This candle was down here, itching up against here, okay, coming up to support. I got out, I think, at 191.86 is where I got out at. Okay, what happened? NFP came in. I'm sorry, on this doji candle is where I got out on. I got out on Thursday. This doji candle, I apologize. And the second candle in from the left. It's a doji candle, right? So I got out of the trade on Thursday because if you remember, I was telling you I did not want to be in the front of the freight train called NFP, non-farm payrolls. Numbers came out at 142. They were horrible. However, what happened? Well, what happened was everything dropped. I looked on Friday at the open of the U.S. session, and we were down at 184, right? We were down, or 188. We were down here somewhere, and just hung out there, like it didn't move yet. So I was in at about noon Eastern Standard Time, and if you remember, we had 4 parabolic czar dots to the downside. So what happened was I said, I'm exiting this trade. And at that point, remember, our max profit was 350, and I exited. Well, I attempted to exit at 150, but by the time Thinkorswim got me out of the trade, I got out at $135 profit, and I was only in the trade 3 days. Okay, 3 days. Folks, you're not going to make 10% on your money in 3 days at any bank or any institution. Now, that's not a lot of money. If I would have waited till these both expired worthless and would have known that in the New York afternoon, which is the middle of the night for me, so I would have been sleeping, and this came up to 195, I would have come to my max, I would have gotten my $350, okay? So, or pretty close to it. But I had no idea that this was going to rebound. I had no idea that this was going to have this kind of a reaction with NFP, which it didn't have till later on. Like I said, in the New York afternoon, this market turned around. If you look at your price charts in Forex, look at the euro dollar. It's got a V formation. Basically what happened was a bad number came out, gives you a big move to the downside. 2 candles later, it gives you a big move to the upside, and it's almost basically up to the upside, and then comes back down to the downside. Basically, we're back to 112, right? And we're basically the same price we were before NFP, right? However, the spiders, the markets, recovered in late New York, and this is what happened. I have no regrets that I got out on Thursday. I think that was a very smart move. This could have been the other way, folks. This could have been down here at 185, right? You don't know what the market's going to do. Now, there's a couple of things. Today is Monday, so I need to enter my trade for this weekly option. And what do I have here? This little arrow, this teal arrow, is a personal pivot arrow. And what do we have here? We have an up arrow. So that I will take into consideration when the New York markets open, and I decide what I want to do with this trade. And we'll see what happens here. If this comes all the way back down, or what happens, or if I want to trade this SPY this week, we'll take a look. Let me show you where we're at here. I know it's small, folks. I couldn't make it any bigger, else I would have lost stuff on the chart. But in the 2 weeks, okay, we've traded live for 2 weeks, and we've made $192. And I know what you're saying. I can't live on that. Right? But remember, we're trading small lots. We're trying to get our equity up, and we're trading small lots. So the object is we're going to trade small, and we're going to get on up there. Now remember that the margin on that was $1,000. So how do I calculate that 10%? Well, I made $100. So 10% of $1,000 is $100. So I made $135. So I made really over 10% in 3 days. Now, I only had 5 contracts on there. What if I had 20 contracts on there, right? I could have done real well. But it was an up-down week, if you remember. We were all over the place. We came back out of profit. We went back into profit. You remember? It was quite a crazy week we had with our trade. So, you know, I'm very happy with what I did. I'm sure some people are saying you should have waited till expiration and Friday, but I was not going into the biggest economic news of the month when I'm 1/4 into profit, right? Well, a half into profit. I took 50% of the actual profit that I could take. The profit I could take was $350, so I took $150, so just under about 40% I got out with, and that's perfectly a good thing to do. If that had continued to go up, you know, and NFP wasn't there, I would have stayed in the trade. Okay, next slide we have here is we have the dollar index. Why am I showing you the dollar index again? This is really wild. This now is
16 hours.
Is below our 50 exponential moving average. Bollinger Bands are straight out, and we are below that. Kind of scary, isn't it? So we're at 95.87. Well, I've been trading Forex most of the day, and because New York markets are closed, and we're now down at 95.60. So dollar strength is weakening, and I'm surprised we don't have a parabolic czar up top here. So the market openings are going to be interesting. Also, if you take a look at our indicators on the bottom here, our market DNA indicator here shows our green line is up top. What do we have on stochastics, folks? We have stochastics with a cut to the downside, and it's below the 0.5 level, right? So I'm not too keen that we're going to have a strong dollar here. This to me looks like this is going to weakening, and this is going to turn around at the open. So we'll see how the open of New York happens. All right, that's enough about options. You'll know tomorrow what options I get into. I will be at my charts and getting ready to enter some options for the next coming week and expiring on Friday. Okay, let's take a look at the euro dollar. This is a 2-hour chart, folks. So we're up here, and we've basically, if you take a look left of the chart here at 12.55, all right, we have resistance. These green lines are support. These pink lines on the bottom are, these green lines are resistance, the pink lines are support, and we are at above this yellow line, which is our Globex line. This is our first resistance area, and it can't get through it, okay? Cannot get through it. However, we have placed our Fibonacci tool on here, and as long as we stay between the 23.6 and the 618, and we get a bearish candlestick formation, I have no trouble selling this. And where do I want to take profit at? Always want to take profit at the 161.8, and that's at 1.1047. That's a long ways away. But can it do it? Of course it can. We're going to have some problems here at 11.37, 11.50. We're going to get some issues here. But you're going to be way in profit there. You're going to be break even. You're going to be trailing your stop. So, you know, everything is fine. And I am a big fan of NinjaTrader. This is the NinjaTrader platform. It's worth the investment. They're great trading charts. Unfortunately, I don't trade live off them, even though I have the opportunity to. It's the issue of all the laws in the U.S. and the margins and all that stuff. So I trade off of Microscope 2.2 from FXCM, because semi-broker. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar on a 60-minute chart. I put this square in here showing support and resistance. You can see how this came up almost to that 65.20, or it did, 65.20 area, and I'm looking to short this. I did take the slide long ago, and I think this might have turned red. I'm not positive. However, I want this to break this trend line. However, if it gets below 6,500, folks, and it gets to 64.96, I'm in. I'll take this short, right? We'll take this short all the way. Where are we going to take it to? We're going to take it to this trend line. We're going to take this to 64.16. So this could be a nice 60-pip trade if it works. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Before I go, traders, I wanted to introduce you to another website that I think is really cool. This is tradingview.com. Tradingview.com. It's free. All you gotta do is go in there and sign up, and you can get charts. You can actually, if you're a harmonics trader, they have a harmonics tool on their charts where you can put in butterflies and Gartley patterns and stuff like that. So it's really cool charting package, and like I said, it's for free. You can go to that pro version, but I thought I'd introduce this to you. It gives you a lot of information right under the nice wink. I've got it on futures, so I know where oil is, gold is, silver is, and corn is right at the scope of my eye. And these are the most active. Before I had these on currencies, so I knew what the currencies were doing. But I'm more interested in the futures on this. I normally have a chart up. Tomorrow I'll bring up a chart, and I'll show you what a chart looks like. They have a lot of tools on there. Also, I have my watch list, my S&P, SPX 500, my SPY, my NASDAQ, my Dow, my Dixie, right, and my German 30. Everything's right here. I know exactly what's going on with electronic trading before these markets open. Now, of course, the Dixie is open, right? The UK 100 is open, right? These currencies are currently open. as London session is in motion. All right, traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill. Traders, thanks a lot for joining me on Monday. I call it Observation Monday. Just keep an eye out, be careful. No reason to jump in. We have all week to trade yet. Please come visit me at tradingwithbill.com and leave your comments. You can contact me from that website. I'd be glad to get back to you. Or you can follow me at WKG on Twitter at WKG1960. Helping losing traders become winning traders as a group. Thanks again, traders, and we'll catch you tomorrow, being Tuesday, October 6th. Take care, traders. Always remember to trade smart and not hard. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.